welcome to Going Live with Global Learning. I am Tia Slippy and I am your host today, and I am here with Lauri. And so, Lauri, tell us about yourself.
You bet. So my name is Lauri Hughes. I have been working at the college for about 24 years.
Wow.
Yeah, love it. I tell people all the time that the college had a position open 24 years ago, and I applied. I was excited they wanted to interview me. I was honored that they hired me, and I'm blessed every day that they keep me. So it's a great opportunity. There's nothing I can say that's bad about Kirkwood. It's truly an incredible place to be, and I've had a lot of really cool opportunities thus far, and of which one has been to do a couple study abroad trips.
Oh, really? So, so you studied abroad before you led a group.
I did. I actually went on a study abroad trip when I was at the University of Iowa as a student with Dawn Wood when we went to Greece. Yeah. Oh. So she and I, that's how we first met.
Oh, that's
was
awesome.
traveling to Greece together. And then she came here to work, and I've had the pleasure of leading a study abroad for 2 different Gen opportunities.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did Gen in 2017 and took students to Singapore.
Wow.
Which is a beautiful country.
It really is.
Was truly incredible. And then I led a group of students this last May on another Gen trip, but this time we went to Australia.
That is so much fun.
Yeah. That was incredible too.
Wow. So on those study abroad trips, what were you guys doing?
Certainly. So on the study abroad trips with Gen, it's actually a partnership with several different colleges across the globe. And so there are people at SAIT from Canada and Box Hill in Australia, ITE in Singapore, and then Kirkwood.
Wow.
Students come from the other 3 institutions, one institution host, and each institution takes a turn throughout the year. So Kirkwood hosts students from Gen every September, and it's always a fun time then to welcome students from other countries to Kirkwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's very neat.
What was like one of your most memorable experiences on those trips?
Well, I would say while in Singapore, it was so amazing just to spend time with the ITE team. And their leader for our trip was a gentleman by the name of Gogi. And Gogi took us to so many incredible places, spent time after hours per se, allowing us to see the entire country.
Wow.
Which was amazing.
That is so much
just
fun.
incredible. Yeah. And, you know, once you make connections with people, you have friends for life. And Kirkwood, when we hosted the Gen group in 2016, we had a nursing student come, and I got to know her, of course. And then when I went to Singapore to lead a group, we connected again.
Really?
And she introduced me to her family, and she and I and her grandma went out shopping and just had a great afternoon. And those kind of relationships are truly priceless.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It was very neat.
What was some of like the hardest challenges that you had to face going on those trips? Because, I mean, I don't know if have you ever visited those countries that you went on?
I had never visited them
Really?
before. No. I would say in Singapore, I don't necessarily know if it was a little bit of a challenge maybe, but I would say just the simple fact of the language. And a lot of them do speak English, which is super comforting. But when you go to the local eateries, they all don't. And so sometimes it was a matter of just pointing at something. And so it's a little bit challenging, but it's also somewhat of a opportunity for you to conquer your fears and just venture out there and take a chance and try something new for sure.
Yeah. Also like experiencing like the whole like culture shock.
Yeah.
Too, I'm sure, with both places.
Definitely. Yeah. I would say Australia is probably a little bit more Americanized than what Singapore was. Singapore is really close location proximity wise to Hong Kong. And so you had a lot of those individuals there, but both of them were just incredible
Yeah.
experiences. To build our global citizenship is so
Yeah.
important.
Mhm.
And that's what we continue to do when we have these experiences, for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say that your students, like, what was the most impactful thing for them?
I would say just becoming aware of how different things can be all around the globe.
Yeah.
I was always so proud of them because they were willing to explore, they were open to trying new things. And as we reflected on both trips, as we reflected on our travels back home, they were so grateful that they did it. And it opened their eyes to how people or places can be different, but they can still be so incredibly awesome.
Yes.
And just growing that global awareness within them
Yeah.
and allowing them to maybe see people and places and things, even here in our country, with a more open mind and acceptance, for sure.
Yeah. Right. Because when you see like other cultures and like how they do things, yeah, it really opens your eyes. Like, we're so different, but also like just so cool how like they do things, and then how that influences their daily life, and you can learn so many things.
Yes, for sure. And that's what they did the entire time, was just so incredibly neat to witness it through their eyes and to see
Yeah.
that.
That's really cool. Do you have like a favorite like story that happened on one of your trips?
I would say when I was in Australia and I had some auto tech students with me, we were traveling on train and one of them spotted in a building some expensive high-end car. And they were paying close attention to every vehicle because they're automotive students, right? But we actually spent a day, we got off the train at that particular stop and went and toured this auto dealership. And the cheapest car there was about $2.5 million in US currency. So it's all these extremely, extremely high-end vehicles. And at the end, so we probably spent a few hours in there just looking, and the guys were drooling, and it was just fun to see them get excited. And at the end, when we left that building, there was a bench outside, and they sat down and they said, "We just have to take a minute. Like, you don't understand, Lauri. Like, we will probably never see them vehicles in America ever. And to stand right next to those vehicles, like, our heart is racing and we just need to take a minute." And it was just precious. They were just so sweet about it.
Oh.
And their excitement made me excited. And it was just really rewarding for all of us to have that opportunity together.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, yeah, excited for them. You're like, you get to see your favorite car while you're on this like trip too. It's like you're not like you're in Australia. Like,
exactly.
it's so fun.
It was very neat.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Really cool. Do you have any, I guess, a message for like a professor who is wanting to maybe take a group to study abroad, or a student who's looking into the program but isn't sure?
Absolutely. I would definitely say you should do it. Go for it, because you're going to meet people that will become forever friends. You're going to have opportunities that will impact you and change you for the better all the rest of the days of your life, because those study abroad opportunities don't happen very often. And when you do get that experience, it's very eye-opening, as well as growth development within your own self about acceptance and awareness. And it just makes you a more well-rounded individual, for sure.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming in today and sharing your experience. Is really interesting to learn about and hear about. I love hearing everyone's like story, and study abroad is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions about study abroad, you can look on Kirkwood's website. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.